The first Fonio cask beer ever made in the history of the entire world.
What does the future of beer look like? We've got some ideas, starting with Fonio. This ancient miracle grain opens up a world of possibilities, driving innovation, promoting sustainability, and supporting communities. In this series, we're collaborating with our brewery friends from across the globe, and you know what? These beers are really going to shake things up. Good day to you all. It's Garrett Oliver here, brewmaster of Brooklyn Brewery. They say that every man's home is his castle, and here at Thornbridge Hall, well, that's pretty spot on. I'm here to see my old friend and collaborator Jim Harrison, one of the founders of Thornbridge Brewery, which started right here on these grounds with a second-hand 10-barrel system. Well, people know a good thing when they see one, and now, almost 20 years later, and with a much bigger brewery, Thornbridge is home to some of the finest cask ales that blend traditional techniques with modern innovation. I'll bet you all can't wait to see what they've done with Fonio. Well, back in this room, I have crossed oceans of time to be here with you.
It's great to have you back again.
Yeah, it has been almost 20 years.
Since we first collaborated. Back in the day, we didn't know anything about barrel aging, and we started doing that as a really young brewery.
And that was great for me too, because I mean, my whole thing started with cask beer in England.
Well, you're one of those rare beasts, an American that understands cask.
And when people first saw the beers that we did, breaking barriers with Jaipur and Serpent and Alliance, the barley wine, it was actually your idea to make this into a cask project.
Cask is the quintessentially English way of serving beer, specifically in a pub.
And Fonio is actually going to work perfectly with this. Almost certainly the first Fonio cask beer ever made in the history of the entire world.
The flavors might be quite delicate, and the beauty of cask beer is that you really get to feel the flavor coming through.
In a way, you are the inheritors at Thornbridge of the great British brewing tradition. And to be able to bring an ancient grain like Fonio and put it together with Thornbridge's drive towards innovation, quality, science, the exploration of flavor, a perfect combination.
That fabulous old way of making beer, the living product in a pub, to add in something that's coming, from Africa is incredible. I'm so looking forward to it.
Well, what really excites me is the opportunity to bring British brewing tradition together with this ancient African grain and create something that's really new. I am here with Rob Lovett, who is a head brewer here at Thornbridge. All of Africa has had their own beer styles for thousands of years. And what we're doing here is bringing Fonio into modern British brewing. And what is your feeling about that as an idea?
It's really interesting, a new grain that will add something to our cask beers in particular.
Well, you've got the place looking great. I mean, I can't believe all the stuff that you guys have taken over here. I think over the next few years, you're going to see more and more breweries using Fonio, not just because of the lack of inputs, not just because of the community impacts, but also because it makes beers that taste really good.
If you let people know this information and you deliver that information into our community, the whole thing really starts to hang together. And if we can find things like this that help us to move forward in terms of sustainability, it's got to be a great idea.
What's really great for me as an African-American brewer is watching how these beers reach into different communities and people see themselves reflected in these beers.
The world of craft has changed people's perceptions with new ingredients and new ideas from the rest of the world. It can do that again.
I have to say, I could murder a pint.
Let's do it.
Cheers. Oh, that'll do nicely.